Right now on Wake Up, after rain poured down on California, snow is now blanketing much of the eastern U.S. and how the weather is worsening travel conditions everywhere.
And tracking the first showers of the year so far, your full Tuesday forecast coming up.
Tracking DUI-related crashes over the New Year's weekend, the alarming numbers coming from the California Highway Patrol.
And the president is trying to stop sticker shock at the grocery store.
It's so expensive now, I can't afford those meats.
What the president has planned to lower the prices as we head into 2022.
This is Wake Up on KION News Channel 546 at 5.
5 o'clock on the dot. Good morning. It's Tuesday, January 4th. I'm Max Carlton.
And I'm Tara Mitchell. Before we get to that top story this morning, let's go ahead and bring in Weather Authority forecaster Courtney Aiken, who has a first look at weather. And good morning, all. It's been a while.
It has been. It's been a couple of weeks. It's nice to be back.
Nice to be back.
See us all here together.
I missed you all very, very much, actually.
Yeah.
A lot.
Gang is all here.
Starting the new year off with the whole gang, and things feeling a little warmer in some spots and wetter in others. That's the story this morning.
Absolutely, yeah, that's exactly it. We are seeing a little bit of scattered showers in Santa Cruz County. This is how the radar has looked for much of this morning and last night. So just a little bit of light drizzle in that area. Some of it has made its way down to the Monterey Peninsula, but most of our area otherwise has stayed dry. Let's take a quick look at the 24-hour accumulation. There you can see Santa Cruz. While those showers have been light, Santa Cruz County, we have seen about a half an inch for places like Boulder Creek in the mountains and just over a third of an inch for Santa Cruz itself. Those showers even made their way over to Morgan Hill, just about a third of an inch there. Trace in Gilroy, and while we didn't see any accumulation per se down on the Monterey Peninsula, I did observe a little bit of drizzle there overnight. So we'll see these start to fizzle out into this afternoon. Back to you.
All right, thank you. More children can soon get the COVID-19 booster shot. This is as hospitalizations and cases are skyrocketing across the country. The FDA authorized Pfizer's booster for those 12 to 15 and for those 5 to 11 if they're immunocompromised. The CDC is expected to give the final sign-off tomorrow. Today, President Biden meets with the White House COVID response team. Then he'll schedule to give a national update. The authorization comes as students are back in class this week, while some are staying home due to the latest surge in cases. Others are taking rapid tests as a safety precaution. The Hollister School District handed out 6,000 test kits yesterday. Staff and students there are set to be back in the classrooms today.
And on some university campuses, students are now required to be vaccinated against COVID-19 to attend. Well, that's not the case for younger students, though, quite yet. Governor Gavin Newsom has said that he would implement a similar mandate. That's if the vaccine is FDA approved for younger kids. Well, that's a call many parents aren't quite happy about.
And we will reverse the mandate itself, but that is just the beginning.
Now hundreds gathered outside the governor's office. That was in protest of a potential mandate. Well, just to be clear, that mandate is not in place at this time. However, the governor and the state can legally implement the mandate. The rally was organized by the group Our Children, Our Choice. In our next half hour, we hear from parents firsthand who attended that protest.
Let's take a live look from LAX, where travelers are still stranded thanks to flight delays still carrying over from the holidays. COVID-related staffing shortages are one part of the problem. Severe weather is also to blame. Laura Podesta reports from Washington, D.C., where people are still digging out from a record snowstorm.
Winter weather continues to share the blame with COVID-related staffing shortages for ongoing travel woes. Yesterday, the two teamed up to cause the cancellation of more than 3,000 U.S. flights. Washington, D.C. was hit hard thanks to Monday's storm that dumped as much as 10 inches of snow in some areas. The FAA instituted a weather-related ground stop at the city's two major airports, stranding passengers like Mark Barker, who's been waiting to fly out since the weekend.
We just found out that we're going to stay another night here.
Here on the Hill, the Senate delayed its first vote of the year due to the storm, which was powerful enough to almost ground the commander-in-chief. Air Force One landed at Joint Base Andrews in wind-whipped snow, forcing President Biden to return home from his Delaware vacation via motorcade rather than helicopter. The storm, which stretched from the mid-Atlantic to as far south as Florida, added pressure on airlines still suffering from thin staffing thanks to COVID. More than 15,000 flights have now been canceled since Christmas Eve, making scenes like this at North Carolina's Charlotte Douglas International Airport all too common.
We've just been sitting here doing nothing. All we do is gotta wait.
Airlines are now offering staff as much as double and triple pay for the next few weeks for any additional flights they agree to work outside their normal schedules. Laura Podesta, CBS News, Washington.
Now, some analysts predict it could take another week or more to get flights back on track. That's only if we don't get any other major weather events between now and then.
Speaking of the weather, 5:05, let's check weather on the 5 this morning with Weather Authority forecaster Courtney Aiken. And a little warm, but some folks on the Central Coast, maybe some rain boots this morning, Courtney.
Yeah, just a little bit of lighter showers for Santa Cruz County this morning. We'll see those start to slow down into the early to later afternoon, but stray raindrops definitely possible throughout the day today. Something to be aware of, though, we are seeing the last of those king tides sweep through the area today, and with that we do have a coastal flood advisory in effect until late afternoon, so 3 p.m. today for all of those immediate coastal areas all the way up from Santa Cruz County, sweeping down the Big Sur coastline. So again, these are the final king tides, so we will see higher tides, some surge there, and minor flooding is actually possible, especially for those lower lying areas, those sloughs. So the area right around Moss Landing, especially, you'll want to keep an eye out, and we'll have more details on those king tides in the next half hour.
Courtney, thank you. And happening later today, the Monterey City Council will hold a public hearing on district-based election maps. Well, right there on your screen, you're looking at drafts of those district maps. And today's meeting will be the third hearing, and they're asking for more feedback from you.
In your crime alert now, a man who is accused of attempted murder is still on the loose. Monterey police say they're looking for 42-year-old Alonzo Velasquez Bonilla. Now, the Marina man was purportedly the person who opened fire while he was driving into a parking lot. You can see where it happened on your screen there. It happened at the apartment complex near De La Vida Avenue. The bullets hit a fence, a dumpster, and nearby cars. Fortunately, no one was shot. Witnesses say Bonilla shot in their direction, and we have more information on this story on our website, KION546.com.
And 2022 has kept California Highway Patrol quite busy already. Well, the agency says that during the 54-hour New Year's Day maximum enforcement period, they average an arrest every 6 minutes. Let's go ahead and take a look at those numbers this morning. Well, according to CHP, just about 29 people died in car crashes over the holiday weekend. Along with that, 510 people were arrested for DUI, and on New Year's Eve, almost 263 DUI arrests were made. Well, the CHP states that's nearly an 8% increase compared to this time last year.
In court, a woman once known as the darling of the Silicon Valley is now facing prison time. A jury found Elizabeth Holmes guilty of 4 conspiracy and fraud charges for swindling her investors. She once promised groundbreaking blood tests with her tech startup Theranos, but allegations surfaced that she knowingly misled investors, doctors, and patients. The jury was deadlocked on 3 charges concerning defrauding investors. The judge is expected to declare a mistrial on those charges. When the verdict was read, witnesses say she showed no emotion.
I'm sure she's been preparing herself emotionally for a while on this. And you know, the conviction is not final until the appeal is final. So we have some time. You know, appeals can take a year or 2 years.
It's not known when Holmes will be sentenced. During the trial, she accused her ex and former business partner, Sunny Balwani, of abuse. He's expected to also go to trial. 5:08, the price of meat is up, and the Biden administration says it has a fix. Coming up, the steps being taken to lower the cost and to compensate farmers.
Plus, we're nearing the anniversary of the January 6th attack on our Capitol. The latest on the House Select Committee's investigation.
And dog owners back with her French bulldog after the pup was stolen. What made the suspect return the dog?
And if you are just waking up, things may feel a little bit warmer than they did yesterday morning, especially for areas of Santa Clara and San Benito counties, where we're seeing things just about 10 or more degrees warmer than yesterday. Here's a live look out our back door here in Salinas. Nice clear morning here in the Salad Bowl. We'll be right back.